How to help people change. If you're someone who is currently working in the fitness and nutrition industry as a health coach, nutrition coach, or perhaps a personal trainer, you might be asking yourself a similar question. And you also might be noticing that the things that we usually do in the fitness industry to help people change don't in reality help people actually change. I think that today in the fitness industry we have one huge problem. The coaches are generally very knowledgeable about what the people should do in order to become the healthier and fitter versions of themselves. But the problem is that the coaches often report that they don't know how to make their clients follow their advice in order to reach the goals they want. And of course, the coaches are frustrated. I think that the biggest frustration for the coaches in the industry today is not the amount of the money that they're currently earning, or perhaps the lack of knowledge that they're currently having. But the biggest frustration in the fitness industry for the coaches today are the very people that they work with. How many of you ask yourself a similar questions? Like, why are people always so full of excuses? If people would just do what I tell them to do, they would reach their goals. Unfortunate reality in the fitness industry is that the things that we usually do to help people change don't really work for helping them change. And what are those things? Telling people what to do. Overloading people with the amount of education that we are going to provide to them. Dumping the bunch of information on the people where the coach is some kind of an expert and the client is gonna be just a passive recipient of the coach's expertise. Persuading people, telling them about all these reasons why making this change is such a good idea for them at the moment. Telling them about all these negative consequences that might happen due to their unhealthy behaviors. Shaming people, criticizing them for the lack of dedication they have for the behaviors they choose to make. I often say that today in the fitness industry, we basically have two coaching modes. The first one is lecturing, telling people what to do, giving information, providing the advice. And when that doesn't work, we give them tough love. The first one is predicated on the assumption that the key for helping clients change their behavior lies in the amount and the quality of education that we are going to provide to them. And because of that, we are always in a pursuit of getting some more of it. If I just attend one more seminar, if I just read one more book, if I just get some more education, so I can explain them better, so I can educate them better, so I can give them more information, if I can just show my clients how big expert I am, the people will change. When that doesn't work, as we said, we give them tough love. But look, everybody else has the same 24 hours in a day. If other people can do it, you can do it too. And the most recent one, and the most popular in the fitness and nutrition industry is like, hey, look, to work with me, you have to be coachable. Where the coachable means you have to do what I tell you to do. But let me ask you one question now. How easy our job would be if we just have to tell our clients what to do and they go and do it? If you're someone who is currently working in the fitness and nutrition industry, you might be noticing already that just providing information, giving the clients education about what they have to do, is not very effective way for helping the clients to actually change their current behaviors. If you're currently not able to help your clients to change their behaviors, it is most likely not because you're lacking some kind of theoretical knowledge about the fitness and nutrition. And getting more of that knowledge is most likely and unfortunately not going to be the solution. Which brings me to my last point, is that the way how we talk to people about the change that they want to make actually predicts the likelihood of their future change. Which means that there are ways of talking to people about the change that can actually create the resistance with people about the changes that they initially wanted to make. The uncoachable client is actually not something that we get, but is something what we usually create during the coaching process by using overly directive and too authoritarian coaching style. The good news is that there are also ways of talking to people about the change that can actually increase the likelihood of their future change. And that's why today I want us to talk about motivational interviewing. If I can describe motivational interviewing in one sentence, it would be that it is a way of talking to people about the change that, when done right, can drastically increase the likelihood of their future change. A little bit more official definition would be that it is a collaborative conversation style for strengthening people's own motivation and commitment for change. You can see how the definition already implies some kind of special relationship, collaborative relationship between the coach and the client, where the client is not just a passive recipient of the coach's wisdom, but this is active participant in his own behavior change journey, where he decides what he wants to do and how he wants to go about it. There is the assumption that client already has what it takes, the potential to make the changes he wants. And the role of the coach is not to instill something on the client, to fix the client, to change the client, but to actually help the client to uncover that what is already inside him, that the client perhaps at the moment cannot see inside himself. If we could describe the traditional, the difference between the traditional coaching and the motivational interviewing style coaching in one sentence, it would be the traditional coaching is, I have what you need and I'll give it to you. While the motivational interviewing style of coaching would be, you have already what it takes and together we'll find it. And the goal of this series is going to be to show you how we can have a better conversations about the behavior change with the clients that we are trying to help. Because the reality is that the way how we talk to people about the change can largely influence the likelihood of their future change. And today, sadly, in the fitness industry, there is a very little education and training about how to make those conversations better. In the second part of this series, we're going to talk about what is the human nature when it comes to change, what are the common challenges of behavior change journey, and how we can use motivational interviewing in order to overcome those challenges. So stay tuned for the second part, and thank you very much for watching this.